Today I'm going to show you how a single boxing match in 1921 brought the United States and France to a complete standstill. But there are a few burning questions we have to answer. How on earth did they broadcast a live fight back then? What did the arena look like, and how many people actually fit inside? And here's the craziest part. The fight actually took place in Jersey City at the massive Boyle's 30 acres. So why was Times Square, miles away in New York, absolutely packed with thousands of people? How were they following the fight in real time if they weren't even there? These are the true mysteries of 1921 that we are about to uncover. Let's set the stage. Imagine a world still trying to heal from the deep scars of the Great War. It was July 1921, the dawn of the Roaring Twenties. The human spirit was desperate for heroes and spectacle, so they built a colossal octagonal wooden arena out of a dusty wasteland, just for one single afternoon. Over 100,000 people, from the highest high society to the working class, marched through police lines to witness history. You could smell the fresh pine wood of the grandstands mixed with cigar smoke. This was the birth of the $1 Million Gate, an endless ocean of straw hats, sitting shoulder to shoulder under a blazing summer sun, waiting for a clash of titans. But how did the rest of the world watch this happen? Long before the internet, before television, and even before widespread radio, the globe was connected by the frantic, sweating hands of telegraphers. Look at these men. Hundreds of journalists surrounded the ring, their fingers tapping out Morse code, translating every drop of sweat, every dodge, and every punch into electrical signals in real time. And those signals traveled instantly across the country. 15 miles away, the heart of New York City simply stopped beating. More than 10,000 people choked the streets of Times Square. They stood completely paralyzed outside the New York Times building, their eyes glued to massive mechanical boards. Every time a telegraph clicked, a worker updated the board. The crowd cheered and gasped at words on a wall as if they were standing ringside. Behind this entire global hysteria was one genius mastermind, promoter Tex Rickard. He knew the world wanted blood, so he unleashed an army of primitive film cameras perched high above the ring to capture the raw violence for theaters everywhere. To understand the sheer danger of this fight, you have to look at the numbers. The newspapers printed these physical charts to show the public exactly what was about to happen. It was framed as the ultimate David versus Goliath. On one side, Georges Carpentier, the elegant Frenchman, a decorated war hero and aviator. He stood at 1.79 meters, possessing a beautiful classical boxing style. But then you look at Jack Dempsey, the American champion known as the Manasseh Mauler. He wasn't just a man, he was a force of nature born in the rough hobo camps of America. Taller, heavier, with a terrifying wingspan of 1.95 meters and a massive chest. He was a pure, unfiltered brawler. The press knew the Frenchman was walking into a nightmare. In fact, days before the fight, famous cartoonist Tad Dorgan drew this exact comic strip predicting the future. He illustrated how Dempsey's crouching, relentless body shots would slowly break the elegant European down until he found the perfect spot for a knockout. The entire world was holding its breath to see if the prophecy would come true. When the opening bell finally rang, the roar of 100,000 people shook the wooden foundations of the arena. Two entirely different universes collided in the center of the ring. Carpentier fought with incredible courage and speed. In the second round, the impossible almost happened. The Frenchman found a narrow opening and landed a devastating, perfectly timed right cross flush on Dempsey's jaw. The champion staggered. The crowd erupted into absolute chaos, believing the giant could fall. But the cost was terrible. In landing that punch, Carpentier broke his thumb. His greatest weapon was gone. Look closely at this single frame in time. It captures the very soul of the battle. Carpentier, trapped against the unforgiving ropes, relying on pure survival instinct, and Dempsey moving forward like a shadow, shoulders hunched, walking through punches, unleashing a storm of hooks to the body. It was an artist trying to paint while standing inside a hurricane. By the fourth round, the damage was simply too much. The hurricane broke through the defenses. With a brutal combination, Dempsey dropped the French hero to the dusty canvas. The referee stepped in, raising his arm, beginning the fatal count under the brutal July sun. 1, 2, 3. The Frenchman's spirit was willing, but his body was completely broken. He could not rise. Brute force had conquered beautiful technique. Jack Dempsey retained his crown as the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. But the spectacle did not end in that wooden arena. The fight was immortalized on film, turning into a massive blockbuster across America. Promoters charged exorbitant prices, double the cost of regular movies, and millions lined up just to watch the delayed magic on the silver screen. It was the absolute dawn of the modern mega-event, a moment lost in time where two men with gloves held the entire planet captive. History is full of forgotten ghosts and untold glory. If you want to uncover more mysteries and relive the greatest stories humanity left behind, support our journey. Like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Shadows of Redemption. Let's bring history back to life.